Converted. Okay, assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, it's doing it. All right, now, boys. Now, just to continue on this, can anybody tell me then what they think about this? Fatimatu Fatimatun al-jamilatu tawilatun. Can somebody explain this to me, please?
I think it's not Mawsuf Sifat. It's the Fatima is the cover, and the rest of is sorry, Fatima is the what do you call it? The subject, and the rest of them is cover. Al Jamilatu Toilat.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So you're gonna have to help me now, Mahfuz. Okay.
Yep.
We're gonna go through this. We're gonna break it down, and we're gonna test your theory. We're gonna test what you've said, and we're gonna see if it's true. So you're saying that the Fatima is gonna be the mubtada.
Yep.
And everything else is the khabar, right?
Cover. Yep.
Okay. So let's do it. Now, what are the signs of mubtada? Tell me, walk me through it, please. What is the mubtada? What is the sign of mubtada?
It should be Marifa. It should be name or al haza, but it's a name, so
it's a name. So we have
and it should be instead of Rafa.
Okay. Yep. Rafa.
Yep.
Beginning. Yep.
In the beginning, yeah.
You can see all the signs are here, right? So now the rest of it must be khabar, right?
Yes.
Here we have Fatima. We need to know some information about Fatima. Let's read the information about Fatima. How is this khabar connected to Fatima? Show me. Okay, sorry. So this is the khabar, right? So this box here is the khabar. Look at this box, boys. I'm gonna write khabar here. This box is the khabar. Now within the khabar, we have how many words are in the khabar this time?
Two.
Okay. So what's the relationship between these two words? How did these words connect back to each other? In Arabic, okay, we always have to connect each word back to the other one, or each box back to the other box. How does tawilatun connect back to al-jamila?
Doesn't.
It doesn't. Why not?
Because they're just both descriptors. They don't really. They're just saying the beautiful and tall. That's it. I don't see anything that connects it.
Okay. So how many phrases have you guys learnt so far? Can somebody please tell me what you've learnt so far?
What do you mean, Sheikh? Sorry.
Like you've learnt Mawsuf Sifa, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'll put that here. You've learnt Mudaf Ilayh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ustad, is this like a superlative? Al-jamilatu.
Can you just explain what superlative means again?
Superlative means the best, so like the most beautiful, the tallest, the fattest.
Not yet. It is a superlative. Al-Jamila, Al-Jamil would mean the most beautiful. It is a superlative, but inshallah we will get into that later on. But just now we know. Look, if you just focus here, boys, yeah, we have Mawsuf and Sifa and Mudaf Ilayh. Those are the only two kind of phrases you guys have done.
Yeah.
So the connection between these two words must be one of these. Mawsuf Sifa or a Mudaf Ilayh. So this Mawsuf Sifa or this.
It's not Mudaf Ilayhi.
Okay, so yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, so just really quickly, this Mawsuf Sifa here or this Mudaf Ilayh here, depending which one it is.
But Ustad, as far as I know, Mawsuf and Sifa should take the same form. Like if al with the Mawsuf and should be with the Sifat also, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
Exactly. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we can see the relationship between these two words doesn't make sense because these two words can't be Mawsuf and it can't be Sifat. Why? Because as Mahfuz said, this has Alif Lam. But this one doesn't have Alif Lam. Do you get it? So we already know this can't be Mawsuf Sifat. Now we know that we have one more phrase that we can test on this. What's the other phrase we learned?
Mudaf Ilayhi.
Okay, so now tell me the rules of Mudaf Ilayhi, please.
The Mudaf Ilayhi
take a alif lam or tanween.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there any alif lam on this Mudaf Ilayhi here?
Yeah, the alif lam is there.
Okay, watch this, boys, really quickly. Yeah. Look at this. We said Hisanu Zaydin. The mudaf never has.
Alif lam.
You can see that, right? And
Yeah.
two kasra on the mudaf ilayh. Remember that. Never has alif lam. The mudaf, the word at the beginning, never has alif lam. And there's two kasra on the mudaf ilayh. Now let's test that here. The word at the beginning, straight away it has alif lam. So this is definitely not mudaf ilayh. You understand? And there's supposed to be two kasra here. There is not two kasra. We've got two dhamma here.
Ustad, you know the relationship of mudaf ilayh, isn't that more for the ism, the mubtada, rather than the khabar?
It could be khabar, yeah. It could be mubtada as well. That wouldn't be a factor. But here we know that this isn't mudaf ilayh. But it's also not a mubtada khabar as well.
Is it a wrong sentence?
But what would you mean?
It could be a khabar or a mubtada.
Is it a wrong sentence then? You're testing us that it's wrong.
No,
Because it's not right.
it's a right sentence. But remember what happened, right? Right now we couldn't join these two because they're not mubtada, they're not mudaf ilayh, and they're not mawsuf sifat. But remember, Mahfuz, you said in the beginning that you believe this was mubtada and you believe that this was khabar. We've just tested it. And we can see that there is no way to make this a khabar. Because in order to make these two words the khabar, because after the first word, the rest of it is khabar. After the first word, the rest of it is khabar. But we can't make this a khabar if we can't join them together. If they have no relationship with each other, how can we use it, right? So now we're going to do, now I'm going to try to, you know what I'll do, inshallah, is I'll give you guys the answer and you guys can remember that. And just try to follow this navigation that we've been using so far, following the testing navigation. So,
Sheikh, would Fatimatul Jamilatu, would that be
Mudaf.
the mubtada, and then the tawilatun be khabar, so it would be translated as the beautiful Fatima is tall.
okay, so we have another, you could say, hypothesis in one way. Let's have a look. So
does that become the mudaf ilayh? Those two.
Let's have a look.
No, it's not going to be.
Putting it together becomes mubtada.
Yeah, that's fine.
It becomes mubtada, right?
Let's have a look. So I didn't see whose name that was, but they suggested, first Mahfuz suggested that Fatima was the mubtada, rest of it was khabar. Now they're suggesting that this part in the purple pinkish box is the mubtada, and whatever's left over is going to be the khabar. So now let's test if this can be mubtada. Let's test that. Remember, how do we test if this can be mubtada? We can see how many words are in this box, boys.
Two.
Okay. We need to make sure, right? We need to make sure that these two words are connected to each other. That these two words have a relationship with each other, okay? And we're going to test that relationship now. Number one, boys, you've done two types of sentences. You've done mawsuf sifat. And you've done, which one? You've done
Mudaf ilayh. But it's none of them.
Okay, let's test it. Let's see if it's none of them. Let's test it, Mahfuz. You say it's none of them, okay? Mahfuz, can you tell me what is the rule of mudaf and mudaf ilayh?
It should not have al and should not have tanween, but it does have tanween and double kasra.
It's not there, right?
No.
So that means, can this be mudaf ilayh, boys?
No.
So we only have one option left. What does that say? Mawsuf sifa. Now, can somebody please tell me the 4 rules of mawsuf sifa?
It should take the same form.
Halat, basically. So first is Rafa, Nasab, and Jar should be the same.
Okay, these are the 4 signs. Jazakallah khair. That was Izhan, I believe. Yeah. So you can see the first one is that the Rafa, Nasab, and Jar should be the same. So you have the kasra, you have the fatha, and the dhamma. Let's look at these. Is this a dhamma, fatha, or kasra?
Kasra.
Is this a dhamma, fatha, or kasra?
Dhamma.
So does it match in one condition?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay. Now look at the 2 words again. Are they singular? Is it jamilatani, or is it jamilat, or is it just jamila?
Jamila.
Is this singular, jul, or plural?
Singular.
Singular.
Look at Fatima. How many Fatimas are there? Is it 1, 2, or 3?
One.
One.
Or can you say these have the same amount of number within them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They match in number. Now let's look at if they're male or female. Can you see any sign of femininity in these words or any sign of masculinity?
Yes.
The
There's
both
feminine, yeah, both of them. They got a round dot at the end. Yeah.
Hamad Wuta team.
Now,
Both.
both of these match in their gender.
Yes.
Now we're looking at alif lam. When I say alif lam, I'm talking about definitiveness, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever, yeah? Definitiveness. Now tell me one sign of definitiveness, please. One sign. Just give me one sign.
Alif lam.
Alif Lam.
Alif lam.
Okay, so one of them have alif lam. Give me another.
N-
Give me another sign.
name.
Name. Is Fatima is there?
Name.
Can you now tell me confidently that these two words here, right,
Mm-hmm.
all 4 signs or conditions of mawsuf sifa?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how do we translate a mawsuf sifa sentence? Mawsuf sifa phrase?
Yeah, they're in it.
Sorry.
Together,
Yes. So translate this to mawsuf sifa.
the beautiful Fatima.
Okay. Fair enough. The beautiful Fatima, or you can say beautiful Fatima. Doesn't matter. Both perfectly correct. Now that you've translated beautiful Fatima, we have seen that this is correct to be mubtada,
Muftada.
because there is a connection with the two words in between.
Mm.
They both fall under one entity. Remember what I said? When they have the connection of most of sifa or mudaf ilayh, it's like East Ham. It's like saying a big house. It's
Mm-hmm.
complete, right? And it's suited to be one word. So it can be a mubtada. So it is a mubtada. Now when the mubtada comes, what is the rest of the sentence?
Khabar.
Khabar. Now in between the mubtada and khabar, so right here, in our case, there's an is. So can
Is
means tall. Can somebody translate this for me, please?
the beautiful Fatima's tall.
That's it. Alhamdulillah. That's a complete sentence, right?
Yeah.
That's a full sentence. That's it. Alhamdulillah, boys.
You-
That's
So
it.
you can use the beautiful or beautiful.
Yeah, you can use both. The beautiful Fatima or beautiful Fatima. Doesn't matter. They're both right. So you can see that, boys. You've learnt most of sifa. You've learnt mudaf ilayh, and you've used that to decipher, unlock a sentence basically, and say that this is mubtada and this is khabar. Within the mubtada, we have a mawsuf sifa. Making sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, practice makes perfect. This isn't easy stuff. This is the hardest part of nahwa. You know that. This is it. This is the hardest part of nahwa. After this, if you can master this, you guys will be flying. The rest are just small little things to attach onto this.
Ustad, would we
Sorry, Dilawar, can you say that?
actually come across sentences like that where someone's describing themselves? I said, would you come across sentences like that where somebody's saying the beautiful Fatima is tall? Isn't it a bit like, I don't know, just sounds a bit odd. Somebody would describe themselves as.
No, this could be somebody else describing her.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be themselves. It could be beautiful Fatima is tall. I think that beautiful, or you could say beautiful Fatima is tall. It's just they.
Also, sometimes because we translate it to English, it might not sound right.
Same, yeah.
And it's said in the language itself, and obviously.
There was few Fatima. That's why they're beautiful Fatima.
Everybody's beautiful.
That is Han.
The phrase here, beautiful Fatima, it's a phrase. It's a descriptive phrase. So it's telling us that Fatima's beauty. And now we want to know something about beautiful Fatima. We know that Fatima is known as a beautiful person. We want to know a little bit more about this beautiful Fatima. Can you tell us anything more? Okay, the information about her is that she is tall. That's how the Mubtada Khabar works in connection with the Mawsuf Sifa. Now we have one more here, right here, boys, yeah? And then we're supposed to be, actually, we've got 2 more, all right? Let's just do these 2 and then we can call it a night. And you guys can obviously just practice that if you can, if you don't mind. And then we'll start the verb. We could try maybe another lesson if you guys are free, if everybody's free. If not, we'll just, Maulana Nadeem can just take that on. All right. So now let's just get through these really quickly. I'll let you guys take over. If somebody can kindly tell me, what do you notice about the next one here? Qalamu Zaydin ala al-maktabi. Can somebody?
The first one is mudaf ilayh, and
The second one is harf al-jar.
Okay.
and this is mubtada, and rest of them are khabar.
Which one is mubtada?
The first one.
Which first one? Say both of them.
Qalamu
Qalamu
Zaidun.
Okay. And the rest of it,
Zaidin. Zaidin.
that's right. And the rest of it is khabar. Okay. That's right. But why is this a mudaf? Can you tell me why this is mudaf ilayh?
Because it doesn't have alif lam in the beginning and tanween, and the and letter have two kasra.
Okay. So
Yep.
okay,
It's like the horse example.
that's it, exactly. Now, boys, what I want to say is, I don't know if you've noticed, okay, but look, a mubtada and a khabar. So a mubtada and a khabar, yeah, they can be more than one word. So inside the mubtada, you can have more than one word. Inside the khabar, you can have more than one word. Do you get it? So hopefully you can make these notes. You can have more than one word. But how do you test to see if they make the mubtada and khabar? How do you test that? You would test that by looking at the relationship between the two words or the three words, whatever's in there. You have to look at the relationship between these words. You understand? The relationship, how are they connected? How are they connected? If they're connected and they have a connection, then they count as one entity. And therefore, that one entity can be one mubtada. They count as one entity if they're connected, therefore that one entity can be one khabar. Okay? So we need to test these entities in between. So you see these two words here? We tested it. It made sense. It's like that. So let's test this one. So I'm assuming you will agree that this is mudaf ilayh. Is that correct?
Yes.
The single entity of mudaf ilayh is found at the beginning of a sentence. Does that fit to be a mubtada so far?
Yes.
This single entity of mudaf ilayh, we can see it starts with a dhamma. One of the signs of a mubtada, of the word which is a mubtada, or the entity that's a mubtada, is going to be marfu, it's going to be rafa. Is this a rafa?
Yes.
Yes.
One of the signs of a mubtada is that the word or the single entity, okay, it would have to be a ma'rifah. We know 4 examples of things that are ma'rifah. One is alif lam, one is the ismul ishara hadha, one is a name, and the other one is a possessive.
Possessive.
The name there.
Here, you guys, is one of the 4 here? Somebody
Yes, possessive sentence. Yeah.
Okay. So somebody said name as well. I understand Zayd is here, but because it's one entity, we know that somebody's name isn't Qalamu Zayd. Remember, we're treating this as one word. Yeah. But the possessive is there. So that's why we know this is a ma'rifah. So this suits or fits to be a mubtada because the relationship between the two words make it to be a mubtada. And they make it one entity. Now, whatever comes after it, it becomes the khabar. Everything else is the khabar. Now let's test the khabar. There's 2 words in here again. Where you can say there's 2 bits in here. So let's test these 2 bits. The first bit is what is this? What is this? Can someone tell me what that is?
Preposition.
Preposition. Harf al-jar, yeah?
Harf jar.
This is harf al-jar. What comes after harf al-jar? It's a majroor, yes? What is one of the signs of majroor?
Kasra.
So you can see there's a harf al-jar majroor here, right? So the harf al-jar majroor together, okay?
Oh, it gives a jar to the noun that follows after it.
That's right. So we can see that. So this makes perfect sense. They are connected with the harf al-jar and majroor. Harf al-jar and majroor together become the.
So you're getting a little bit quick. I'm not understanding.
Sorry about that. So looking at this. So did you understand the bit when we said that a mubtada, right, or a khabar, it can be more than one word inside its individual box. As you can see here, the box of mubtada here, this box has 2 words in it. But these 2 words, they're acting as one entity. They're acting as one entity because they have a relationship between them. The relationship between them that we've established is mudaf and mudaf ilayh. The signs of mudaf and mudaf ilayh are present. So we're going to say this is as if it's one word. So it's put into one box. Now, when this is in its one box, we can see that the signs of mubtada are there as well. We know that this is a possessive. We know that it's a majroor. Oh, sorry, it's a marfu, meaning it's a jar. It's a rafa. It's reflected with the dhamma. We know it's at the beginning of the sentence, so this is a mubtada. Then we move on to everything else. The second part of the sentence is always going to be known as a khabar. Whatever is left over is known as a khabar once you've established the mubtada. Now, the khabar also shares the same idea that more than one word, as you can see here, can form the khabar. But when we have more than one word inside there, and if these two words, there's more than one word, the two words, if they have a relationship between them, if they have a fixed relationship between them, then this fixed relationship makes them one entity. They're unbreakable. So here we have a harf jar. After the harf jar, the noun that follows after it is called a majroor. Okay, it's called a majroor. And the majroor always reflects with a kasra. So here we can see our harf jar. Ala is one of the 17 huruful jarra. And after the word ala, we have the word maktabi, is reflecting with a kasra. So we know that these two words have the relationship of harf jar and majroor. So harf jar and majroor together, because they're fixed, they are fit to be one khabar, if that makes sense.
Ustad, so you know with the harf jar,
Yes.
I mean, on its own, it would have a khasra at the end.
Yes.
But here, where it's become the khabar together, when we pronounce it, we say halal maktabi.
Al maktabi, yes. I know where you're leading on with this, because
Yeah.
khabar is supposed to have a dhamma at the top, right?
Yeah.
So how can something, when we're saying that a khabar always has a dhamma, if this box, as you can see here, is highlighting the khabar, why is it that it's finishing off with a kasra? Because look,
It's the Allah.
Yeah.
It's one of the rules. It forces the word to have a kasra.
that's right. So look at this dhamma on top of this box. So if we were allowed in the Arabic language to put the half of the sentence into a box, as we have in this red box here, and we'll put a dhamma on top of it, that makes sense. But individually, within the construction of the sentence, we have a harf jar and a majroor, and that is the nearest relationship within this sentence, if that makes sense. That's why the kasra is going to be on here, and there's not going to be a dhamma on top of this box. I don't know, is that kind of making sense?
No, I think what I was trying to say is like, so obviously, if you write it out, then you put the khasra. Then if it's an individual word,
Yes.
but when we pronounce it, that drops off, which is obviously what we were saying. But just say you were to write it without the ya after the lam, would that still be correct?
If you were to write it as
Alal maktu, just ain and lam.
That wouldn't, would it?
so
But in effect, by joining them together, we're sort of discarding that there is a ya there and a khasra there.
sorry, say that again. I'm kind of not understanding.
He was saying if you get rid of the alif lam from al-maktabi
Yeah.
and just put the ala al-maktabi as one word.
Yeah, like for example, the name Alauddin, you know, that would be that word plus
Oh no.
Din.
Okay, so the word Allah, you know, Alauddin is actually like this. It's it.
Ala.
So you know we say Alauddin, but it's really i'la. I'la. That's the actual Arabic. But with
Okay.
our native tongue, it's like
Yeah.
Alauddin. It's going to be i'lauddin. So
Okay.
but watch this. Okay, so your question now is, if we move this alif lam from al-maktabi,
Yeah.
is that, so let's say for example we had the word ala maktabi, like this.
Yeah.
That's a kaf, by the way. Yeah? Maktabin. It's going to be ala maktabin.
Okay. So this is one of those strange cases where it's... Now, you know what? Let's just carry on with your lesson, Ustad. Otherwise, it's going to confuse myself and everyone else.
Now, that's fine, because this is still a harf jar majroor, as you can see here. Harf jar, and you have majroor, right? It's just the alif lam is gone, and it's got a tanween. It doesn't really make a difference to anything else. Here you have the alif lam, and it's just got one kasra, that's it.
The Ain Lam Ya is the correct pronunciation of the name Ali, right?
Okay.
I mean, spelling.
Yeah. So Ali, if you were to say the name,
Yeah. Yeah.
it would be a ya like this. 2 dots at the bottom.
Oh, so 2 dots with a ya image is different from a ya without dots.
Yes.
I never knew that.
But this one is actually not a ya.
Okay.
Maksura. Alif maksura. So it's really,
Alif mak.
so it's pronounced like this. Look, you know, usually you're going to see a little dot there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's line. So it's going to be ala. This is Ali. Like that. Ali.
Makes perfect sense now.
And Ali radiallahu anhu. That's how you say it. And then that one's ala. It's got the alif here. Yeah.
So what does Allah mean again?
Allah means upon. On. Upon.
So what if it was fi?
Fi, same thing. It's going to be qalamu zaydin fil maktabi. In the paper.
Because you know, there's some I can't remember what these words are, but they're like these connected words like on top, upon, proposition or something.
Like
What?
hatta, illa, ala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know, but there's some instances where they don't change the word to have kasra.
Yeah.
I can't remember which ones. If you can you give the same example with one of the those propositions with that doesn't change it into a kasra?
Okay. So I believe we done this lesson, inshallah. I think it was 2 weeks ago, not last week because I wasn't here. The week before that, we done huruf. We done huruf. So we done those propositions that give kasra and those propositions that don't give kasra. So we done amil and ghayru amil. So we done governing and non-governing huruf. So let me just, as you've asked, let me just quickly go through that. So you know you have some. So let's say ala maktabi. Yep. Handwriting is very bad. This is a kaf. Ala maktabin. This is a huruf and it has given that. Okay. Now there's another harf. Okay. The letter waw. That's also a harf, right? So if I was to say Ja'a Zaydun. You see that? Ja'a Zaydun. Zayd came. This is a fi'l, by the way, yeah? So Zayd, he came. Wa. Look, this is a harf now. Wa amrun. Amrun also came. So he says Ja'a Zaydun wa amrun. But if this is a harf, as we have just discussed, yeah, and this is supposed to be getting kasra, why this still got dhamma? Because there are some huruf, like this one here, that govern. And there are some huruf, like this one here, that follow. Like this one has just followed the i'rab of the word before it. Is that making sense?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like I've missed the class.
Were you here for that lesson? I don't think you were here then, maybe.
It's not. It doesn't seem familiar, so I might have missed the class then.
You can rewatch it on YouTube, right? All the classes.
Should be on YouTube. I think that's lesson number 3 you missed, because I did lesson 1, Nadeem did lesson 2, and then there's lesson 3. So lesson 3 has been posted in the group. I saw it this morning. Have a look through lesson 3. This is all covered, and it will make perfect sense, inshallah, because it was quite long, that lesson. Okay, boys. So what I'm going to do, if you brothers don't mind, inshallah, is basically I have somebody who they wanted me to go and visit